Hey, this is Rich Allen, the sports betting professor, and I want to talk to you today about the concept of lines, betting lines, specifically opening lines and opening numbers versus the true number. And the example we're going to take, as you can see here, I am on Sports Insights, the number one site on the internet for sports betting information. I'm going to show you just by taking tonight's college game, between Boise State and Fresno State. So what you can do here, as you can see, we've got our market, our bet percentages. Most of the action here on the spread and the money line is on Boise State, the road favorite. You got your parlay information here, totals, and then we got our lines from most of the well-respected offshore casinos. And you also see that we have opening numbers. So look at this. You have Chris, that's based out of Costa Rica, and Pinnacle, that's out of Curacao, and look at the difference in opening numbers here. Chris started out with a minus 12 on Boise State, whereas Pinnacle's opening number is 7.5, lay 05. How did that happen? I mean, that's a 5-point difference, 4.5-point difference. So what you can do, there is a feature on Sports Insights where if you click this info button right here, you're going to get taken to a little thing here. It opens up another window, and you can check injuries, weather, line history for this particular game, details, system plays, etc. So we click on line history, and that brings us to this window. So here you go. Look at all these casinos. You got WagerWeb. There's Pinnacle. That's one of our companies that we're looking at. We want to find Chris on this. Is Bet Jamaica, 5 Dimes, Crib. Okay, so down here is Chris. So these college games that are being played on the weekend of the 19th, 20th, etc., the opener came out on the last Sunday night, which was the 13th. Now, if you look at this timeline right here, at 9:13, at 6:39, Chris comes out with a 12 on Boise State. Within a minute, it's down to 10.5. 4 minutes later, it's down to 10. 5 minutes after that, it's down to 9. 10 minutes later than that, it's at 8. And then finally you see it settle about an hour later at 7.5. And it's gone back and forth between 7 and 7.5. So in this industry, the person that hangs the first number is somebody that has big cojones, if you say, or it's something else going on. Is there a casino where they're holding out a number for somebody to come in and pop that number, whether it's Billy Walters or any one of the other betting syndicates? Or is it that this line was so far off that they just decided they had a line in mind, and when they came on and saw that Chris opened up at a 12, they were all over it, and they went with the dog, Fresno State. So the other one I wanted to check, though, if I can find it here, is Olympic. Olympic is another well-respected. They came on shortly after, basically after that first click. That's what we call it, that first click, that Chris opens with a 12, and the first click, I believe, went to 10.5. So Olympic comes on a minute later. Look at how important that is. A minute. And they got 2 points differential in what the opening number was. Now, the problem with this is that some people on their sites have 7.5 listed as the opening number. And if you're trying to find out and figure out line movement for a particular game, do you think it's valuable to know that the real opener was 12 instead of 7.5? That's not going to dictate what the heavy hitters are thinking on this game. So that's the opening number. Now, what we also have is the true number. So you can see the line movement. We go back to our screen that shows this game. They were down to, like I said, on Sunday night by 8 o'clock, this game had settled on 7.5. And then you can see it did go to 7, and it's been going back between 7 and 7.5 the rest of the week. But that is what I consider, if you're looking for the true number, and that's what I think you should always key on for a line, is the true number, what you're looking at. That is what you consider true, between 7 and 7.5. The opening number, the real opener, was 12. And that's also very important when you're looking at games. So I just wanted to talk to you a little bit. Just taking one game and looking at Sports Insights here, you can see that the difference, wherever you're getting your information from, this is very important. You go onto some of those free sites or whatever, and they're going to show you an opening number of 7.5. I mean, you're just giving money away if you're betting lines like that. So there's a difference between the opener, the real opener, and then your opening number versus what the true number is. So you can head on over to my website if you want, but I just wanted to give you some information on that. Like I said, this is Rich Allen, the sports betting professor, and I'll be back again soon to talk about more of the intricacies of sports betting. Thanks.